When I was asked to talk about this particular topic, the first thing which struck me was an interesting analogy which Bhagavatam gives. Bhagavatam talks about few animals who lose their lives. Many of you hearing me would have heard from me or from other devotees about this. These animals, just to gratify one sense of theirs, they end up losing their lives. Nevertheless, although we would have heard this many times, I would love to repeat this again. One such example of a living entity which loses its life by its taste buds. Example is fish. A bait is offered and the fish is very expert in gratifying the tongue. It catches the bait in hoping to enjoy the bait of a delicious bait of a worm. Because the hook is there along with the bait, when the hook is turned up, rolled up, the fish also along with the hook gets caught. This small fish who's expert in gratifying its tongue gets caught and gives up its life and dies because of its one sense which is it was not able to control. Similarly, our sense of tongue works so hard. We want to taste all the delicacies in the world, all the restaurants, all Swiggies and Zomatos, or on our app. We get trapped with the app of Swiggies and Zomatos to order so many things, end up spoiling our health, end up spoiling our consciousness. Okay. Another such animal which gets trapped because of the sense of hearing is the deer, which had a good relation with Salman Khan. Hope you remember. So deer is trapped, shot dead. How? The hunter, who is expert in playing the flute, plays the flute in such an enchanting way, the deer gets mesmerized by the music of the flute and gets stunned and doesn't move for a while. And when it is in ecstatic mood and is not moving at all, the peaceful hunter, he gives an arms, it gets a shot there, and the deer loses its life because it was attracted by the melodious tune sung by the flute of the hunter. Hence, just to gratify the ear of the deer sacrificed its life. It got trapped by the flute, music of the flute, and to gratify the ear, it got trapped and gave its life. Third example, an insect which gets mesmerized by the fragrance of the flower, bumblebee, honeybee, or any bees which are interested in the fragrance. We also have interested in all the perfumes and effects. We think that people will come and follow us because of those perfumes. Similarly, this bumblebee, because to satisfy their sense of smell, starts hovering around the wonderful honey bearing flowers, and they go inside the flower and they get sucked by the fragrance of the honeybee and they get intoxicated with the honey and just lie down there continuously sucking the honey. And meanwhile, it doesn't know how much time has passed and the sun has set and the flower, especially the lotus, gets completely closed and it dies choking for air. Next day it's dead. This particular insect gets trapped because of this one sense, the sense of fragrance, the sense of nose. Similarly, there is another living entity which gets caught for life, sometimes even killed. That is an elephant. Sense of touch, sense of skin, sense of sexual intelligence. The female elephant is trained in such a way by the mahout. She goes and enchants the male elephant, one which has got tusk, and the female elephant is so expertly trained, it enchants the male elephant and runs forward. the male elephant, after getting enchanted or the call given by the female elephant, runs behind the female elephant, hoping that I'll catch and indulge in sensual activity, in a sexual activity. The female elephant misleads the male elephant eventually to fall in a ditch, never to be picked up by anyone, and it cries in pain. For many days together, nobody comes to its rescue because the elephant cannot move on its own from the ditch. So out of hunger, it becomes weaker and weaker day by day. And later on, because it is hungry, it is weaker, the other mahouts or the forest poachers, they come down and pick up the elephant and train them to work hard to pick up heavy loads of logs, or it is killed for its valuable thing, because elephant, dead or alive, it's worth millions of dollars. Okay, another entity which gets died because of its eyes. During rainy season, especially after the first rains or the second rains, you find a lot of moths hovering around the light, and they just get fascinated looking at the illumination and the aura of the light, and they just want to go, and they think, once I get this light, my life is successful. They just throng with full of josh and energy to embrace the light, but eventually gives up their life. The same thing happens when they see the fire also. The fire means directly, of course, whenever you see a fire also, these moths, they rush towards the fire. So just to gratify their eyes, they lose their life, they burn to ashes. So these are 5 different examples which Srimad Bhagavatam gives us to show us how just by trying to gratify one sense and trying to get one sense object, how these living entities end up giving up their lives. Unfortunately for us human beings, hearing this, all of us, all our senses are very, very powerful, and we, in the age of Kali, thanks to technology, all these gratifications is available at a fingertip. Just by rushing through this fingertip, we get induced into all such activities. And what would be the cause of our suffering, we all know, but just by giving these examples. Okay, now I just want to talk about the topic which I am supposed to talk. Today, digital technology has helped us a lot in case of storage, communication, net speed. I remember during my school days in 10th standard, we used to go 60 kilometers from our hometown to access an internet and pay, I remember, 120 rupees for an hour. And the speed was so low, you have to wait to open a pic. And even the gadgets, we hardly had cell phones those days. And the first phone I had probably was in 2005 or so, at 1100 Nokia, the evergreen ones, and meant for only basic messages. Imagine during this lockdown, we had that photo, we will be playing that snake game, no other games to play. So mean to say, the technology has advanced a lot, the net speed has advanced a lot. And those days to get 1 Mbps is a big deal, and you have to pay so much rupees for getting 1 Mbps at a broadband. Today you get 4 Mbps or 5 Mbps if a good network in your mobile. And the mobile can do any activity which a laptop or a computer can't do. In fact, today's mobiles are so much advanced than the premier laptops. Okay, it is as on par with the laptop. I remember I had a laptop with 2 GB. These days with 2 GB, not even, no smartphone comes with minimum 2 GB. It comes more than 2 GB at any cost. So mean to say, digital revolution, as thanks to Motabhai, thanks to Ambani, he has revolutionized digital literacy or digital presence all across in India through his Geo network. But it has its own pros and cons. And storage, I was talking about storage. Remember, I had some 50 MB of storage or 40 MB of storage. Now today we can, in a small what is it called, chip, Memory card, you can have 1 terabyte, 10 terabyte. Can you imagine? So all these things have helped us to communicate today. Thanks to this technology, all of us, you are hearing me, are in the different corners of the world altogether. Most of you would be hearing this lecture later on, not necessarily live, thanks to the technology. And I'm doing this for us means those days was cricket matches. There was no other than cricket matches which used to be live, not even news channels those days. News also used to be recorded. So now today, anyone and everyone anywhere in the world can go live on the internet and can be viewed by thousands of people. And the kind of frequency and the FPs and the quality of image, incredible. And it's going to increase now thanks to the future technologies of 5G. This is going to be more rapid, more focused, and things like that. Okay, and the net speed also is increasing, storage is increasing, communication is also increasing. Later, what happens with this technology we all know. Today most of us are not able to achieve the success which we want, especially the students who are working here, is because we succumbed our pleasures for spending time with these apps. I was discussing with one of our devotee who hails from a techno background, who has an experience of working with Apple, was working with Google. He says today the app industry has grown in leaps and bounds. So much so that any app, they work in such a precise manner to engage the audience, engage the viewers maximum in their particular app. Its textures, its color, its make, its experiences, its interfaces, its ability to satisfy your all needs. There are millions of apps all across in the Play Stores and Apple Stores for us to indulge in the activity whichever we want. And of all such wonderful apps, we have the prominent one which recently got banned called TikTok, and many types of browsers, WhatsApp, YouTube, you name them. Moment you enter in those apps, what happens to us? We just see kya hai. Just for example, we remember, all of you would have the same experience. You take up the phone to call someone, and before calling someone there's a notification, and you see WhatsApp, and you open the WhatsApp and you see certain messages, you type the certain messages, and suddenly he replies, and suddenly you type further, and then typing ho gaya, then there's one more friend of yours, then you type certain messages again, then there is suddenly you swipe towards the left and you start seeing the status, abhi ye kiske saath reh raha hai, ye kya kar raha hai, ye kiske saath hai, ye kya kar raha. End up spending so much time in scrolling the status of people on WhatsApp. The same thing happens with Insta, the same thing happens with Facebook, same thing happens with Quora, questions ke answer, answers ke questions, and news and live newses, sports. We are bombarded with so many information on the WhatsApp. And what happens after that? And most important, most difficult challenge for us, apart from all these apps, is the apps which helps us on the net, which helps us to access porn. We end up wasting time, energy, and lose our valuable Krishna conscious endeavors. This is how people are trapped. Those days, Bhagavatam, to trap someone, people had to come from heavenly planet, those who are indulging in tapasya, and a apsara or a society girl has to do exotic dances to allure the sage. Today all such things is not required. You just have this one thing in your hand, you are hooked on. We are made slaves of this mobile, and we are trapped in the app business. Of course, we cannot go back to the old phones and simple phones and live our lives. There is a need for such smartphones. We have to be updated. We have to be in the social circles of today's life. But nevertheless, we have to be extremely careful and cautious how to deal with it. Okay, there are few, all the things which I am trying to share in one line, all of us have experienced it, and many of would have constantly taken certain precautions to do it. So I will just help you out with certain precautions which I also am trying to follow, and few of my devotees also helped with me. So majorly what it does is it diverts our senses. When the senses, as I said, want always gratification, and these apps are inherently built to gratify your senses. All kind of gratification, early gratification, eye gratification, of course nose gratification cannot be there, of course it's also there, you can order things which will gratify that, food also you can order things which can get things, so many things. You can sit at the comfort of your house and purchase anything in the world. You don't have to even step out. From a pen to a car to an aircraft, you can purchase online. Can you imagine the comfort of being using such apps? But there's a challenge, but there's an obstacle, but there's an issue which needs to be addressed, especially for all of us who are interested in advancing in Krishna consciousness, practicing Krishna consciousness. It derails our Krishna consciousness, it disaccelerates, it retards our progress in bhakti. So hence we have to be very, very careful, cautious, and tread the path of using these apps in our smartphones very, very carefully. A couple of instructions for you how to do so. One of our devotee, he uses this. He is very bold and brave in this regard. What he has done is, he has turned the smartphone into a grayscale. Every phone has this feature where you can turn your colorful smartphone into a gray phone. Gray phone in the sense everything applies in black and white. I'll give you an example. For eyes, it requires wonderful, attractive things, right? Now imagine you have a high definition 8K big screen, okay? 52 mm screen. Of course, not available now these days yet. But imagine, and you have a Purana black and white TV. Which would you look at? Definitely you look at that 8K high definition TV, because it's very colorful, realistic, and you have virtual things also these days. So when you turn the grayscale, your tendency of the eyes to click more and spend more time will reduce naturally. You will not be so allured and attracted and pulled towards it. Take one thing. And second most important thing you have to do with this mobile is turn off all the notification. First is grayscale, second one is turn off all the notifications. You decide when, where, to what extent you should spend time in these apps. And there are certain apps which will help you in this regard also. They will track your time, and you can adjust your time spent in the particular apps. You decide, you can take a challenge. आज मैं आधा घंटे से ज़्यादा व्हाट्सएप में स्पेंड नहीं करूँगा, आज 5 मिनट से ज़्यादा 10 मिनट से ज़्यादा मैं इन शॉर्ट्स नहीं देखूँगा, आज यूट्यूब में सिर्फ एक साधु संग लेक्चर देखूँगा आधा घंटा प्रभु का, उससे ज़्यादा स्पेंड नहीं करूँगा. सो देर आर सर्टन एप्स विच विल हेल्प यू लाइक दैट, एंड देर आर सर्टन चाइल्ड monitoring apps also, like Kaspersky or which will monitor you. You can block certain things, even if you have the tendency to type certain things which would eventually lead you to fall down in Krishna consciousness. There are certain features in those security apps which will help you to not to type those things, okay, which will stop from doing those things, and especially at the night. Okay, now first thing is to repeat. First one is to क्या था? Turn off the notification. Second one is grayscale. Third one is have some apps installed which will regulate your time spent in particular app. And third thing is that security apps or child safe apps which will help you to restrict your usage, or it will help you to block certain things. And in spite of all these things, if your mind is not controlled, of course the senses will agitate the mind because you have access to all these things. Hence, you are difficult to control your mind and you get into trap and you go for a crash. Now we have certain features with the same technologies. See, just like a knife in the hand of a doctor can save your life. This very same knife in the hand of a criminal or your girlfriend will take your life. On the lighter note, so it's all about usage, how you use it. So the technology can be used for our advantage and for our progress. And the same technology can be used or indulge in our further downgrade of Krishna consciousness. So these few principles most of you would be adapting. I would strongly recommend to use these 5-6 features in your mobile, so that you can be saved from all those distractions. Otherwise these things will go astray, it will go out of your control. Today you are not able to do what you want to do. Today you are not able to achieve what you want to achieve. The wonderful reason, the only great reason is mobiles and its apps. Most of you who failed in 10th and 12th or no, don't get good marks or are in XYZ college, if I ask you this question, even if you are in good colleges also, you would have got less marks, or you had a difficulty with relationship, is because of these apps, because of this unwanted usage of mobile. So if today if you want to maintain a good health, health means not only spiritual health, mental health and physical health. There are certain challenges in app industry, you remember that, what is our games? You have this PUBG game, oh my god, people become addicted so badly. We had one boy, he was playing throughout the night and he couldn't, night 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, ye chicken biryani mil gaya, chicken biryani. And continuously playing, and many people have died playing, and they were so upset with the parents who took their mobile, they went on to kill their parents. Can you imagine? And the great blue whale challenge, where you have to give up your life after completing your task. So what extent it can go? People today moreover are mentally sick and depressed. One of the primary cause is this. And they have no access to spirituality, and thanks to all of you, you have devotional access, you have access to the same internet, the same apps can give you Bhagavad Gita knowledge, live classes like Sadhu Sangha, Hare Krishna movements, has so many YouTube channels and Facebooks where you can access good Kirtan and association, read Srila Prabhupada books and have live darshans being at the comfort of your house. So it's all about how you use. Knife in the hand of a doctor, knife in the hand of a criminal. So similarly, we have to change our attitude to Krishna consciousness. And the same technology which takes us away from Krishna consciousness, degrades us, traps us with the trap apps, the same apps can liberate us. So instead of downloading so many other apps, you can download Folk app. I would recommend all of you who are hearing this, Folk app. It's a one app solution for all your Krishna consciousness needs. And even the other apps can also be purified by hearing our online lectures, participating in the quizzes. We have boosting stories, we have stories coming up every now and then. So register yourself. So technology itself, apps itself is not a Maya, but the usage of apps for our sense gratification, for our indulgence in sense enjoyment is a trap. So once the same apps can trap you and the same apps can liberate you. It's up to us. And to control the tendency, we need to be spiritually stable. And to be spiritually stable, we need to have good practice of spirituality. And what is a good practice of spirituality? All of us, every one of us, wherever we are sitting, we should be simply put our first priority in our life. Every day, come what may, I should be able to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds. Those who are having time today, because thanks to technology and thanks to coronavirus, you are sitting at home, no work, no online classes, even online classes 3 hours, 4 hours, you have a hell lot of time at home. What do you do? Instead of spending your time and wasting your energy in these activities, use that opportunity to chant 16 rounds. Read Srila Prabhupada books for 1 hour. Hear lecture of Srila Prabhupada. Hear our lectures on weekends like this. Ask questions. Participate in our activities. We have Bhagavad Gita online courses. We have boosting stories every day happening. And we are coming up with one more intellectual activity for a lot of you, like from Science of Self-Realization coming up. So please participate in all these activities. Use the same technology which derails you, puts you down and kills you up. The same apps, the same technology, the same interconnect can be utilized in the service of the Lord and make you advance in Krishna consciousness. The same apps which put you into depression, the same apps put you into mental asylum, the same apps can make you blissful, happier, joyful, and at the end of the day, you can go back home, back to God, and can be always happy with Krishna consciousness. So I would like to take few questions. If you have few questions, please let me know. And the most important aspect in the app business is mind control. The mind control, as I said, is easily possible if you are able to control your senses. And as I said, controlling of the senses is very easy, provided you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and read Srila Prabhupada books and attend our all activities. If I don't see any questions coming up here, yes, technology shall be used for Krishna conscious activities. Yes, thus activities 100%. We have to use it for Krishna conscious activity. We are using it now. We have the latest gadgets. We have a high-end system which we can go live. So technology in itself is not wrong. Technology should be utilized in the service of the Lord. Our philosophy is not vairagya, neti, 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 chodo, chodo, chodo. No, our philosophy is not that. Our philosophy is yukta vairagya. Anything and everything which has come from Krishna. Of course, everything has come from Krishna, and everything can be utilized in His service, provided it is authorized and sanctioned by our spiritual authorities. Then we can be safe in playing with it. Otherwise, there's always a danger of getting trapped in the name of preaching, in the name of dovetailing it in the Krishna consciousness. You will end up losing your Krishna consciousness. You have to be very careful, be in touch with your respective folk guides, talk to them, participate in all these activities, and make your home stay spiritually blissful, happy, Krishna conscious. Okay, I don't think so I have any questions here. Okay, one question is, what are the apps that you mentioned for children? Okay, that is one, there's one Kaspersky app, and there's some other apps which you will find in Play Store or Apple stores, which will help you to regulate those apps. You can customize it, which app, when to open, when to not open, irrespective of your hitting it will not open at all. You will have to you'll have a lot of questions to ask, so you end up not using it. So there are some self-regulatory apps which will help you out. You can download those apps. Okay, next questions. Engineers make cars, aeroplanes, but some aeroplane crashes killing a lot of people, so the engineers can't get the sins. Do the airline company owners get the sin? Okay. Anyways, it's not out of the topic. Anyway, since you have asked the question, everybody who performs any activity minus Krishna is sinful. All of us in the material world are criminals and are sinful. Hence, we are suffering. Whether you are an engineer, doctor, lawyer, a criminal, not criminal, good boy, bad boy, all of us are sinful. The fact that we have this gross body, material body, we are sinful. We have to suffer. An intelligent person who understands I am not the body, I am spirit soul, Krishna is the supreme personality of God, renders practical devotional service to Krishna throughout his life, simply chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 principles. My famous dialogue, if life gives you 20-20, give it back by giving 20 of 16 and 4. Then life will never give you 20-20 like this. So if you can perform these principles, you will be easily liberated from all these clutches. You don't have to worry that whether that is sin or not sin. So basically our endeavor should be directly indulging in these 4 activities. I should not be indulged. If I am an engineer or a doctor or whatever, if my activity is bereft of these 4 sinful activities, okay, fair enough. To maintain my life and soul together, I have to do some basic requirements. Simple living and high thinking. But today, because of all this gratification and no training for the senses, I want more and more and indulge in killing people even for my own gratification. That is wrong. That is a challenge. That is a difficulty which you should overcome, and that can be easily overcome, given up, aram se, by simply chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day. Okay. If you still not satisfied, Akash, you can talk to me. My number is 9924299493. You can call me anytime and we can discuss more about this. Okay. Have Prabhupada said something about mobile phones? Okay, during Prabhupada's time, mobile phones were not there, so there's no specific quote about mobile phones usage by Prabhupada. But basically, Prabhupada always encouraged devotees to use technology in the service of the Lord, and we have to be very careful when you use it. That is a primary principle, Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya is there. Vairagya is there, but Yukta Vairagya in the service of the Lord, not for your personal service, but for the service of the Lord, and that with authorization. Repeat, Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya is there, but Yukta Vairagya for the service of the Lord, but with authorization. In that case, you will be saved. Otherwise, that kavacha of protection will not be there. You will be hit and you will be shot and you will be killed. So, you have to be very safe. Okay. Next question is, when you get very disappointed, what can do ever you try more and more? I didn't get your question. Can you please rephrase it, Gohil? Okay. Next question. Why God doesn't give any solution to this coronavirus? Okay. God will give. Why should God give? Second question. Why God is involved here? God has nothing to do with it. He has his agencies. Just like a jail, government is worried about the people of jail, but the purpose of the jail is to reform, to punish. So all of us here in the jail who are affected by coronavirus or any health difficulties are suffering because of our own doing. Jaisi karni vaisi barni. As you sow, so shall you reap. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. So whatever is happening, God has nothing to do with all these things. He wants you to be happy with Him, dance with Him with a spiritual body. But you are revolted against Him and have come to this jail and committing a crime. So you have to be punished. We have to be punished. And this is a punishment based on our actions. And God is not responsible for this. Just like I will give a simple example which I always give. I had given this example recently also. There are three thieves. Lalu, Kalu, Balu. So Lalu three thieves are in the jail and they get punished for it and they're supposed to get reformed. But Lalu, because of his activities, he becomes the most famous prisoner in the jail and becomes a best prisoner in the jail. And Kalu, because of his nefarious, notorious activities, being in the jail, becomes further penalized and punished in the jail. And he gets a special treatment, special food and special diet and special accommodation. His suffering further increases. And Balu, supposed to be Balus, we all. He thinks, yeah, I don't belong to this place. Why am I suffering? What did I do? Oh, I did a crime there. Oh, that's why I'm put here. So what should I do? I should get out of the jail. So how can I get out of the jail? I have to ask my lawyer. So I ask my lawyer and he tells you, do this and you will be out of the jail. And he followed the instruction of the lawyer and one day on say October 2nd, Gandhi Jayanti, he was released. Similarly, instead of asking question coronavirus and doctor, God, kyun bacha nahi rahe? First of all, ask this question, why I am here and suffering coronavirus? What did I do for which I have to suffer? Who is God? What is my relation with God? And who is that lawyer who will help me out? That is Guru. And today is Guru Purnima. Vyasadeva in his vast literatures has given all these instructions. Why you are here? Why is coronavirus? And Prabhupada has translated all those Vedic literatures in a way which I can understand, you can understand and practice. So please refer Srila Prabhupada's books. Especially Bhagavad Gita, Science of Self-Reliance, so many books are there, answers to these questions are there, and that Guru, that lawyer is Guru, and who if we follow these instructions, just like Balu got relieved from the jail, similarly we also will get relieved from the jail. And the process is very simple. Chant Hare Krishna mantra and follow the 4 principles and attend our sessions so that you get convinced about this and ask such questions. Gradually, Balu, we also will be released from the jail. Once we get released from the jail, all these difficulties are not there. There will be no coronavirus, no death, no old age, no disease, no birth, where every step is a dance, where every word is a song, every day is a festival. And that place Krishna is inviting us. He comes to this dirty place. He comes to this jail, apparently so-called like a so-called prisoner, but he liberates us. He sends his representatives. He keeps his Bhagavad Gita. He sends his devotees. Asks devotees to come online on Sundays so that you people can ask questions and understand this principle. How much Krishna is working for all of us. And in spite of all such opportunities available, we are not interested in taking up Krishna consciousness. That is our misfortune. So don't be unfortunate. Don't be misfortune. Become fortune by taking up Krishna consciousness seriously, sincerely, strictly, and seriously. Okay, next question. Okay. What should we do if one cannot take away himself from the phone for hours and hours, once gone into Instagram and YouTube? Nevertheless, we know the right, still we cannot stop ourselves to be trapped. So we need to have a higher taste, higher purpose in life. If you are a student or I don't know who you are, basically you should find some ways and means to be occupied. Today, just like today, I was not well. Most of the chant, after chanting, I was spending my time with the mobile, of course, for useful purpose. But if I was not well, if I was healthy, I would have come to my office, I would have talked to my devotees, I would have engaged in some activities, I would have done my service. So you have to find yourself and proactive physical activity. Now see, another problem with these apps are you just get hooked on and go on and go on and go on. Your tummy size rises. It becomes bigger and bigger. You have to change your pants now and then because of the size of your tummy, and it's unhealthy. So you have to have some physical engagement, some active Krishna conscious engagement, and even see chanting 16 rounds, reading and hearing 4 hours. Uske baad kya karoge? Talk to devotees. They'll give you some engagement. We have a lot of PPTs to be made, a lot of videos to be made, and if you don't want any spiritual engagement, find out some material engagement. Learn something today. You are a student, you are an engineer, you are a doctor, pick up some courses online, call up your professors and boss, ask for some job. खाली दिमाग शैतान का दुकान, खाली नहीं बैठना है, खाली दिमाग शैतान का दुकान, खाली दिमाग शैतान को, तो दिमाग को खाली नहीं रखना है, शैतान को अंदर घुसने नहीं देना. अंदर घुसेगा तो इंस्टाग्राम में घुसेगा, वापस नहीं आएगा. ओके, समझ रहे हो? सो दिस विल हेल्प. होप यू गॉट इट. Next, surrounded by so many people around us who are always doing and thinking about sense gratification, how one cannot indulge in sense gratification and advance in Krishna consciousness? That's a big challenge for all of us. Whole world is full of such things, such people. We are all surrounded by people who are purpose, goal, intent is sense gratification. So it is quite difficult for us. It's like the waves are coming like this and you are swimming like this. So you have to be very powerful to swim across the tide. If you are weak, you cannot. You just stop for a moment. The waves are so powerful, you will crush you out. So the classical example is Parishit Maharaj tells someone, he says, my grandfather was a small fish. Grandfather of Parishit Maharaj, Arjuna, was a small fish compared to Timingalas. Timingalas are like, say, 100 times of blue whale, which can topple even an aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. So powerful. But Arjuna was a fish, Karna, Drona, all those Atirathis, Maharathis were Timingalas. But the small fish, Arjuna, could finish all of them because he had the shelter, grace, guidance, and the gift of Lord Krishna. Hence, he could finish off all of them. Similarly, if we want to free ourselves from the onslaught of all these sense gratificatory people who are like Timingalas, who are overpowering us, our only hope is to take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if we can chant attentively 16 rounds, I repeat, attentively 16 rounds, and if we can focus on reading Srila Prabhupada books, hear this, and talk to devotees on a regular basis, not that only on Sundays we'll ask questions or when we have an appointment with Rasa and we'll call. No, talk to them regularly, take their guidance, participate enthusiastically in all the activities we are giving, and if no Krishna conscious activities, some activity you should do, lekin kali nahi baithna, then you will be safe. Then you can definitely advance. 100%. Next question. Okay, when we are disappointed with things we do to overcome. Gohil ji, आपका अभी भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. When we are disappointed with things, what do we do to overcome? Okay, I understood. Okay, so when we are disappointed with things, what do we do to overcome? Okay, so before getting disappointed, we should do. After getting disappointed, what will you do? Okay, so before getting disappointed, that's why prevention is better than cure. After getting coronavirus, क्या करोगे? You have to go to a hospital test, and if it becomes positive, you have to get quarantined, and so many things are there. So better is before getting infected, I should not get infected at all. First means. So I should wear mask, I should use disinfectant, whatever, and I should be safe, maintaining a safe distance. I should be isolated. Mind your business. Likewise, any activity which disappoints means all activity other than Krishna consciousness will disappoint you. That is for sure. It is made like that. So, irrespective of my activity, I should have an activity centered around Krishna consciousness. That will not disappoint me. Now, if in spite of that I get disappointed, that means I am not following Krishna consciousness activity which I should follow. Okay? In this way you will be able to overcome those disappointment, and disappointment is bound to happen. Arjuna was disappointed, he approached Krishna. So when you are disappointed, you should approach Krishna or his representatives, devotees, read his Bhagavad Gita. Then we hear Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita, follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Then 100% after hearing Bhagavad Gita, what happened to Arjuna? He said, my doubts are cleared, I am ready. Bolo kya karna hai, kisko marna hai, kaise marna hai, batao. So that, and before that, मेरा गांडी भाई sleeping, मेरा mouth is drying, मुझे पता नहीं क्या करना है, बताओ भाई क्या करना है. He was perplexed, depressed. That is the power of Bhagavad Gita. Hear Bhagavad Gita, but that Bhagavad Gita can be assimilated, understood. It can be percolate in our consciousness with the association of devotees. Talk to devotees, call them up, attend such sessions, voluntarily come up with questions. We'll help you out. Our purpose is, our life is meant for such things. This will help you. Okay. So with this, I thank all of you for patiently hearing, and please be safe with this. Play safe with these gadgets, especially these apps which will suck your energy and kill you off and derail your Krishna consciousness, put you in difficulties, disappoint you, and disturb you. Only solution is Krishna consciousness. On the auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima and Sanatana Goswami's disappearance day, we pray to Vyasadeva and Sanatana Goswami and Srila Prabhupada to bless us with all the abilities and intelligence, so that we can be away from all the traps of Maya and get untrapped by her clutches and be engaged in the service of the Lord and be happy. Thank you so much.